Good afternoon, folks. Well, I can't believe it's come down to this. Well, we all know there's a lot of things that go on about the Bill of Rights that a lot of people don't agree with. I mean, yeah, the Second Amendment's one of them, and we get it. It's not there for you to like, but it's there for you to understand. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to read part of it. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. And I say again, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. That goes for all you liberals who want to take away our right to bear arms, like the Demopukes. I mean, come on. We've been battling this for I don't know how long. I mean, they want to put in gun restrictions that have been in place for I don't know how long, but yet they want to put it in some other fashion. I mean, come on. What common sense gun laws are you trying to put in place now? It's really the same gun law you already have in place. I mean, I don't know where else you want to put this other than where it's already at. I mean, through all the years, let's do a little history lesson here. Let's go back in time. Let's start with Stalin and Russia, and let's go to Hitler. Stalin disarmed everybody, and if he didn't like it, he'd kill you. Then we go to Hitler's Germany with Hitler. He would unarm you. Then he would, if you weren't unarmed, he'd shoot you. And now we come to America. The only reason why the Japanese never invaded the United States, or never came close to invading the United States, not only because we had a stronger army and we got better as the war went on, but because there was millions of Americans in the United States who had guns. And the emperor even said that. Look it up in history. I actually ask you, every single one of my followers, to look it up in a history book. Because there's millions of Americans who would die killing a Japanese soldier, or a German soldier, for that matter, if they tried to come on American soil. Even though Hitler tried to make a plane that would fly from Europe all the way to the United States to try to drop bombs like they did in Germany, like they did on over there, but they had to create like they did on Pearl Harbor. I mean, that's one heck of a plane to make, but then again, they'd have to create a carrier to do that, if they wanted to get close like that. Though they did kind of do that during the early stages of the war when they would torpedo boats, but that was a totally different ball game. They had chances to do that, but they didn't capitalize on that certain situation. They could have easily done a landing force, just like Battle of Britain. Just like how they did the complete blitzkrieg of literally every country in Europe. Literally, they did land forces, and air power and land forces, and they literally just went across. They could have easily done that with Great Britain. All they had to do was put planes and send planes above and put land on the ground and just gone across. I understand it would have cost a lot of lives for the Germans, but hell. But Hitler is so delusional and didn't even think straight for himself. That's what Hitler could have done and easily won Great Britain over. But he failed to. But you know why? Why Great Britain didn't win? You know why Great Britain won the war? It's because won the Battle of Britain? Plain and simple. Because they had better pilots and they never quit. They did not quit at the Battle of Britain. They kept on shooting down more German planes and they just would not quit. That's why they never quit. Hitler wouldn't take his lower ranking officers' advice, where they could just do ground and air like they did on all the other countries. And that's just why he failed. And then he turned on his own command, on his own ally, Stalin, and went into Russia and did the same thing. And when he was on track to take Moscow, he decided to go two different directions, take Stalingrad and Leningrad. A three-prong attack through 3 cities. Looked like he'd easily take the whole country, but he failed to. Plain and simple as that. Simple strategy on 2 different fronts, but failed. But what Hitler's other idea is this. Hitler had plenty of opportunities. That was one idea, in my personal opinion, Hitler could have achieved to take England. And then all he had to do was do the same thing by doing it to Scotland, then driving over to Ireland and taking Ireland. Simple. Then all he had to do was charge all the way to the United States, create an aircraft carrier for Germany, and drive all the way across the sea, get close to the United States, and attack the United States and create ground forces. Because as delusional as Hitler was, some people say he probably would have turned on the Japanese if he made it all the way across Russia. That's one conspiracy theory. Another conspiracy theory was that Hitler would have invaded the United States, as delusional as he was. And that's possibly true. But then again, like the Japanese were smarter, they wouldn't invade the United States because how many people were armed with guns. That's why we had the Second Amendment. It's because of foreign and domestic enemies. Mostly foreign enemies coming across the border. Plain and simple. All they had to do was come across, and all we have to do is shoot at them. They might have some other kind of weapon that might be able to stop it, but hell, all we gotta do is fix bayonets, and when they get closer to us, stab them. And shoot them. Knock them down. Knock them down like we did at other battles, key battles, and other wars. I mean, hell, Gettysburg. And a whole bunch of other battles during the Civil War and other wars that required a bayonet charge. I mean, this is how wars are won. You come onto our land, if you're a foreign enemy, we will get you. We will get you. Us armed Americans who are diehard conservatives will get you. We will stop you. You will not get us. That's why the Japanese refused to come on land. Because they knew there'd be a large death of them. But as of Hitler, he was delusional. He wanted to come on land. He wanted more land, real estate than any other country. He was all about the money. He wasn't about just casualties. He was all about the money. That's how he was. Money. But you'd think the Germans would have learned the last time. Never get the Americans involved in a war. Really? You thought you would have learned that from the First World War, but obviously he didn't. Well, he was a soldier during World War I, but you think he would have learned when he was a soldier then, considering the Americans literally walked all over him. Never try to get the enemy involved. And the Americans were doing everything they can to stay out of the war. Hell, we're the only country that wasn't even in the damn war at first until Pearl Harbor happened. And then that's when we got into the war. I mean, Brazil, Mexico, and all the other countries that weren't part of the war before were in the... Well, Brazil was, but Mexico wasn't. But Mexico joined the war, and a whole bunch of other South American countries and Central American countries joined the war, and... we were the only country that wasn't. And Canada also joined the war, and we were the only country that was still neutral. We never got involved. Until Pearl Harbor happened. Then lo and behold, we got involved. But they want to ban the Second Amendment, then we become the laughing stock of the world. Then the only countries that hate us, like maybe China, I'm not sure any other country, maybe North Korea, all they gotta do is come under our. We'd be an easy target to invade, and then lo and behold, we're an easy target to invade, and we'd be dead. That's just how I look at it. If you got any questions, if you think that's how this might work out, leave a comment down below. I'll get back with you on what I think. That's all I gotta say. Peace.